Hey, everybody. This is Connor Quinlan from Agent 3000. I'm talking to Mike Renick, one of our clients who, as of, was it 2 days ago, fired Zillow?
That is absolutely correct.
All right. So tell me a little bit about working with Zillow, working with us, why you fired them, sort of where you're headed from a business standpoint.
Well, the big thing to me, it's about a win-win where everyone can walk away achieving the objectives. And I've been with, Zillow for years and years and years. But in my part of the state, which is the west coast of Florida, we're about an hour south of Tampa in Sarasota and out on the islands. The cost per lead this year is about triple what it was last year. So where I was making acceptable returns, there's no way anymore that you can do that. And I guess being an old man, I learned something new. You have to go through a lot of leads in order to pare them down to find the sweet spot, if you would. And if you're not having success, you've got to look somewhere else. So it really was the business model got changed by Zillow, and I can't do it anymore.
I got it. So Zillow leads tripled. I know we started working with you a few months ago, and we started out in Facebook, which can be, a little higher in the funnel,
Mhm.
right? And then we transitioned you to really running Google and Bing leads. And I know you're working a big deal right now, and stuff is starting to flow, which perhaps, caused you to transition. So talk about sort of, how the Google and Bing process is and your follow-up or anything you want to discuss.
Well, the big thing is what I want to share is, follow up on an internet lead is required no matter what the source is. As they come in, we have to ascertain what part of the sales funnel they're in. And then as we help move them down to what we call the sweet spot at the bottom where they're ready to buy, some folks are days away, some folks are weeks, months, and even years. And we have a process to do that. But working with your team, Connor, the advantage is it's a true partnership. You and I have had many late night calls. We've had Sunday calls. I've asked you to look at some things in terms of my database and my touch points, my videos. You provided your feedback. And the biggest thing I can say about you, your entire team, is you're crazy good. You folks know what you're doing. You have kind of like off the wall ideas that are tremendously successful. And I'm very fortunate to have found you guys.
Yeah, and I think that's really where we're focused is obviously we want to run successful, lowest cost per potential lead campaigns on Google, Bing, and Facebook. But you also need to have a more comprehensive solution. We're talking to you about other strategies. We've introduced you to other Facebook groups, right, where you can learn. We've talked about just the subject of emails or the content of an automatic text message that you send out that gives you a little bit more comprehensive solution, because you're right. You can create lots of low-cost leads, but if the follow-up process isn't being tuned and looked at as well, you're not going to be continuing to improve. So yeah, we've had a bunch of chats, and that's been a lot of fun. And it was just really good to sort of get that email from you the other day after we've sort of been through some months of really tuning this, to hear you saying, I'm firing Zillow, which means you're going to be obviously ramping up some more ad spend that we're going to manage, which will be great.
Absolutely. It's about what works today. I think every agent has to be very careful because what worked last year may not work this year. Personal relationships will never be out of the equation. I mean, that's ultimately what it is in real estate. But how you meet new people, how you generate the relationship, we're a second home market out here in Longboat Key. So until that internet lead shows up, it's all about online relationships. It's about earning the trust. I've redesigned the website, Connor, based on a lot of input from what you guys have shared, so that we leverage all of the tools. That's the key. It's everything together.
Yep. And so, I mean, I really appreciate you mentioning that. And I just sort of wanted to get you on video to talk, because I know there's a lot of other people using PPC, agents on Agent 3000, and we're running all of your PPC and Google traffic to your Agent 3000 site, which is really your conversion machine. I know you have some other tools like Follow Up Boss that are in the mix that integrate with Agent 3000. Yep. So that lead comes in, hits Agent 3000, drops into Follow Up Boss, and then you can work your process. There's other agents that just use the built-in Agent 3000 CRM, which is great. So any other sort of thoughts about process or leads? I know you've got a deal you're working right now, correct?
We have a doctor down here who's looking at properties about $1.5 million. We started at 800,000. Those aren't going to meet his needs. So, we have the joyous task of finding something in the mid between 1 and 2 million. But I want to come back, Connor, to a point you just made, because it can't be overlooked. It can't go unsaid. Is, yeah, the leads flow into the CRM that I have, Follow Up Boss, but that in the beginning, that bridge wasn't built by your team. And over a weekend, you guys did that for me. And I really appreciate that. No one does that kind of stuff for their client so fast, so responsive. And for the folks that may see this, this is not scripted. Connor has no idea what I'm going to say, but his team is very, very flexible and very nimble in terms of getting it done right for us, the client.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, Mike, I'm sure we'll cut some of this up, and if I need to redo anything or whatever, we'll play with it, but that'll just give us more reasons to put your logo on video.
Thank you.
But I think this is also a good process for us to get you more and more comfortable with being in front of the camera. And so if you don't mind, probably what's going to happen is we're going to take this video, we're going to upload it to YouTube. It'll be an interview with Mike Renick, and Sean is going to send this out probably to 750 agents via email, essentially saying, Mike Renick fired Zillow after using Agent 3000 PPC.
Perfect. Excellent.
You okay with that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Mr. West will evaluate this video, play with some stuff. So if we get in trouble for not doing it right or tech, you're going to accept my apology ahead of time if I'm like, I failed, we got to do this again. But more and more takes on video, and definitely let me know what comes of your work with the email follow-ups, and if you want to talk a little bit more about that. But just even like the orthodontist we're working with right now, I really appreciate you being comfortable and willing to just think differently.
Oh, that's the whole key here. You guys have, I don't know where you come up with the ideas that you do, but they're effective, they're crazy, and it's a lot of fun.